Hello, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say ciao, and welcome to a very, very regal affair here on High Events, only on High TV. We are currently here at the beautiful residence of the Italian ambassador to Sri Lanka, Her Excellency Rita Giuliana Manella, and she is hosting a very, very famous, not only famous in Italy, but famous in all the world, an architecture, a designer, Ludovica Serafini. She's here, and we are in the midst of a lot of dignitaries who've come to see her and talk to her about her work in the world of architecture and design for the last 25 years. We're going to have a chat with her as well, but it's like I said before, it's a very regal affair. So I hope you enjoy the pictures that we bring you here on this edition of High Events on High TV. Next to Her Excellency Miss Rita Giuliana Manella, of course, the Italian ambassador here in Sri Lanka. How are you this evening?
Very well, thank you. I'm very excited to have so many people. This is actually our housewarming since I arrived few months ago, and it's the first time that I'm opening my residence, and I'm very happy that the guests tonight are mostly architects, artists, people working with their mind and creativity, which is something that we like very much, and I'm very happy.
See that on your face here. You seem very happy as well. Tell us, what is the reason you picked Ludovica to be the first person to open your house to here in Sri Lanka?
I think Ludovica has a very good quality, which I think it's very important here. She is a person who can extract the spirit of an old house and transform it in a very technological, modern residence, which is something it's very important in Sri Lanka and in Colombo in particular. There are so many beautiful buildings, so many beautiful mansions, and they need to be revitalized because they are really part of the culture of the world. So I think this experience we are doing in Italy of transforming old houses in a modern residence, so giving a new spirit to old places, is an experience we can share.
You know, you obviously are aware, Your Excellency, about the huge Sri Lankan community living in Italy. So obviously the Sri Lankans living in Italy are getting a taste of Italian culture. But what has been your taste of Sri Lankan culture so far in the time that you've been here?
This country is fantastic. Of course I love the food, but I love the beautiful landscape and the culture. I've been to Sigiriya, I've been to Dambulla. We, Italy and Sri Lanka, we really share a long way in a cultural field. Many centuries we have been together. In the Roman times, Sri Lanka was ambassador to the Romans. So I think we can speak the same language, the language of culture.
I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. Listen, Your Excellency, you have some wonderful guests here, especially from the architecture field here. I don't want to keep them waiting. The food is here, and it smells really good too. I want you to enjoy the rest of your night. But thank you so much for speaking with us, and we hope to be back here for your next guest as well.
And don't forget, vivere all'italiana, living Italian style.
Not only is she famous all over Italy, but she's famous all over the world. Famous architect, designer Ludovica Serafini joins me right now at this time. And of course, we're also joined by Her Excellency, the Italian ambassador here in Sri Lanka, Miss Rita Giuliana Manella. She's here as well. How are you doing today, Ludovica?
Io penso che le caratteristiche più belle dell'Italian design le possiamo raccontare anche qua. Ringrazio Rita. Le mie attività sono all'interno dell'architettura e dell'industrial design, perché in Italia puoi spaziare in tante realtà diverse, per cui la mia architettura è sui musei, piuttosto che una barca, un mega yacht, oppure degli oggetti, delle sedie o delle vasche da bagno, dei rubinetti. È molto ampio il range della creatività.
That was Ludovica telling us what is her favorite design from all her past designs. Your Excellency, please tell us what she said.
Ludovica says that her range of creativity is very, very large. She has space from sink to motorboats to chairs to architecture. Her creativity is very vast, yes, and she likes very much what she's doing because she puts a lot of passion in what she's doing.
Well, you talk about creativity. Talk to me a little bit about Italian creativity. Why does it stand out from the rest of the world, maybe?
Excuse me, but I don't know why. But this is not our DNA.
It's our culture. I think our creativity comes from the long centuries of culture. It's sort of humus in which the creativity has been nurtured and cultivated. You don't go anywhere without culture, and the creativity is deeply rooted in our culture.
Excuse me, ma è vero che questo avviene sia nel design che nell'architettura, ma nella fisica, nella matematica, nei film, in tutto? Questo dovresti tradurre.
This happens in every field. Italians, the made in Italy, the difference of the made in Italy is because made in Italy is culture, technology and design. So the mix together of different issues, science and culture, and this is something, this synthesis so far has been one of the excellence of the Italian creativity.
You speak about, of course, nurturing and bringing up culture is vast in so many places in the world. What do you think, what have you seen so far in Sri Lanka, and what are your plans to be doing here in Sri Lanka for the 4 or 5 days that you're here?
Cosa hai visto e cosa pianifichi di vedere?
Solo cose belle. Per il momento ho visto Bawa, meraviglioso, adorato, e adesso nei giorni sicuri vedremo altre cose. E che intanto siamo arrivati qui e dall'aereo tu vedi questo paesaggio bellissimo, questa natura incredibile, con tutti questi padiglioni in mezzo alla natura, che è proprio un concetto d'arte, di architettura contemporanea pazzesca.
She said that she's planning to see only beautiful things, and so far she has seen very beautiful things. She went to the parliament, she went to Bawa House, she adores Bawa, and even landing with the plane, she could see many pavilions in the middle of this beautiful nature, which are so beautiful. So she is really taken by this nature.
E questa è la ricetta della contemporaneità, padiglioni in mezzo alla natura.
And this is the receipt of contemporary pavilion, old pavilion in the middle of nature. And you should protect this heritage you have.
Well, I'm definitely inspired just by sitting here and listening to all of that as well. I do hope, Ludovica, that you actually take something, as you know, you can learn from so many different cultures from around the world. I hope there is something that Sri Lanka has for you as well, for you to learn and add to your creativity here on our beautiful island as well.
Spera che tu ti porterai dietro qualcosa dallo Sri Lanka.
Assolutamente sì. Prima di tutto il cibo che è meraviglioso, la cultura, molte cose che ho visto, la gentilezza, la dolcezza di questo popolo, questi occhi meravigliosi che avete.
She will take with her many things. First of all, the food, which is she loves, and the beauty and the kindness of people. This kindness that you can see in the eyes of the people, these beautiful eyes she has seen in many people.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us, Ludovica. We hope you enjoy your stay in Sri Lanka, and we hope you come back another day as well. I'm standing next to what you should know as a very familiar face in the world of architecture, Mr. Mudita Premathilaka. And, well, how are you doing, first of all, this evening?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to ask you this. We are here to celebrate one person. We're here to celebrate Ludovica and her arrival here in Sri Lanka. But let's talk about your journey to the world of architecture and design. Take us a little bit, take us a bit through that journey that you were standing here. You recently won an award as well, I just heard. So congratulations on that. So tell us a little bit about your journey through your world of architecture and design.
Okay. Yeah, so my journey is basically, it started as a junior thinking different things, but then ended up doing more restoration work. That's why I'm, I think, here, connected more to this event. Because I've been fortunate to do quite a few reputed projects. For instance, X-Files, Gillian Anderson Scully character, she had a property here. So I was fortunate when I was really junior. I got that project and I was able to do it, good, and took me for a ride on, good journey, long journey with that project. So as a result, so many projects, restorations have been coming in, and then so it's, I think Ludovica and we are talking about the same language, the passion about old buildings, which most people don't really understand. They may like it, but then they not really don't get it how best you can treat them and restore them for the future.
That was actually going to be my next question, because Ludovica is very famous for her restoration work. What do you think is the essence of restoration work? What do you think is the one thing that people watching especially should know about restoration work? Because mostly everyone knows about architecture and design, about something new or something fancy or something like. But what about restoration work? Would you tell anyone who's watching right now who doesn't know any or doesn't have any idea about it?
Yeah, see, it's like this. So the buildings communicate, right? They talk. The old buildings, they have their the character they have. They also talk about some past history about the whole a certain period of the history. So what we as responsible people should do is keep them for another couple of generations, so that part of history will be protected. And you need to do it carefully so that we don't miss that originality of the building, because some people try to modernize it and so keep the character, keep that identity of that period, that type of style of architecture. That then will be kept for for your future, because buildings. I always say this: buildings talk. Buildings talk about themselves. They talk about the styles, the periods, and So when you look at a building, if you know something about history about buildings, you can say, okay, this is this period. This would have been that kind of era, style, detailing is such. You can do that, and that's what it is. What people miss mostly now is that you try to do buildings in different styles now. But architects or designers, what we need to understand is that we need to design buildings for now, so that that building represents now. 100 years back, they will say this was 2020, this was a style.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that just about wraps things up for this fantastic episode of High Events here on High TV. I've had a great time here at the Italian Ambassador's house. Her Excellency, of course, Rita Giuliana Malena, who was very kind enough to have us here in her residence. And of course, it wasn't just us, it was a whole bunch of dignitaries, especially in the field of architecture and design that graced us with their presence in the Italian ambassador's home. Of course, the lady of the hour was, of course, Ludovica Serafini, who was here, of course, bringing more than 25 years of expertise in the world of architecture and design. And she shared all her thoughts and all her experiences, blending cultures, like she said, of course, Italian culture, and what she's learned, of course, so far from Sri Lankan culture as well. She will be back on these shores, on this island again, and perhaps our budding architecture students and, of course, designers in Sri Lanka could perhaps learn a lot more from her next visit here on the island. We'll be looking forward to that, and I also know you will be looking forward to the next episode of High Events here on High TV. But until then, it's time now for me, Kevin, to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, or as to say back in Italy, grazie.